That guy had to pray this afternoon for peace.
All right, everybody. Flat out elected election day. We have Trump in the lead by 49%, Hillary 48%. We have our own thoughts of what we think is going to happen, and we're going to lay all that out tonight. Hopefully Pillbox will come in and join us. Right now we have Arcane and Rand here. Yeah. Crazy day. I've been seeing a lot of voter fraud, a lot of machines. People push Trump, and it won't go off of Hillary. Their vote is counting as Hillary, and it's on video. They videotaped this, which is good because it shows voter fraud. It's real, and it's been happening all day today.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that too. Did you see that, Arcane?
No, I didn't see it, but I don't put it past these people, man. I also saw. Yeah, I saw a video earlier where this guy was laying out like clearly, like all of the fraudery surrounding like Hillary Clinton and her campaign and just her overall political career, right? Just looking at all the WikiLeaks stuff and listening to her supporters react to that stuff, like, oh, it doesn't matter as long as Trump isn't in office, right? Like, no matter what, we're going to support this criminal. So at this point, man, even if the voter fraud gets exposed, like blatantly, like you said, it's on video, like you can't really even dispute it, but they're not going to do nothing about it. Like the people at this point, I've lost a lot of hope in people to even recognize this scam for what it is. So I don't know. I'm just with my popcorn. I'm halfway done with the popcorn. I'm still watching. So maybe something spectacular might happen.
Of the video.
Well,
so you think we should show it so everyone can see the actual footage of the fraud?
Yeah, why not?
Yep, why not? And also there was a shooting in California at a polling station. The polling station got shut down. Apparently somebody with a shotgun or with a rifle killed somebody, wounded 3. The police showed up. He shot at the cops a couple of times and then ran into a house. Now, we know that's 90%. We know that's a hoax, but we can tap on that too if you want to.
Yeah, I ain't heard about that.
Did you hear about that?
Yeehaw. I ain't heard about that one.
It's crazy, man. You Americans, what's going on with you Americans, Arcane?
I don't live in America, man. I live in Chicago, so couldn't tell you. I live in Chirac. I haven't lived in America since I was in the Army, so yeah.
Wow. What about, well, you live in America, don't you, Rose? Rose.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm getting.
You have it. You have an American flag halter top, don't you, that you sport every July 4th?
No. No.
No? You haven't got an American flag cowboy hat?
No. I love America, though. Don't get me wrong. I love the people. I just don't like the people who are controlling it and want to do this fraud and stuff like that. This is what it's to be an American. So, I am proud to be an American.
All right, well, that's okay. Let's look at this Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. Look at that.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
The push play. Here we go.
So it's Richie from Boston. Today is Selection Day. Share this with me off of Twitter. And this is a clear sign of what we were telling you was coming. And people are trying to put their votes in. It's not registering. I mean, this guy did it numerous times. And it was, as you can see, he's hitting Donald Trump, Hillary instead. And there's also a rash of voting machines that are down all across the country. Now, that's something that was probably pre-programmed into them. So it made it more difficult for certain parts of the country to vote and therefore give a landslide. But it's still tough to tell. We don't know what tricks they've got left up their sleeves right yet. No one is exactly sure what the outcome's going to be. Like I said, I made that video last night. I said they may let Hillary lose because that'll be maximum damage to the country. Pull martial law into existence. We'll go from soft martial law, which we're at right now, over to hard martial law, which will be tanks rolling on all streets, or so on, shelter in place, and blah, blah, blah. At any rate, we're going live in a little bit. Anthony Patch and myself, a variety of things from Stephen Hawking to D-Wave to the government to voting. Richie from Boston, I'm out. What's up,
Wow.
YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today,
Hey, Boston. Okay. Yeah. You guys go ahead and talk
That's
about. I have to walk away for 1 second. You guys go ahead and talk.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
even know what to say, RK.
So people are voting for Trump and is going in for Hillary. What do you know?
And guess what? That'll never hit mainstream media.
No.
I
No,
heard
they
an
won't.
interesting guy. He was talking today, and he was saying that if Hillary wins, she won't be able to go anywhere in the U.S. without protesters showing up. It's just she's going to have an entire 4 years of being surrounded with protesters.
I don't know, man. I don't know how awake the American public is. You know, I don't know if I got that much faith that people will actually, you know, do anything to her face. Is what it is. There might be some groups, excuse me, that could be organized behind the scenes to make it seem like there's some sort of outrage or uprising. Kind of like how those people are paid to go in those riots and incite, you know, mayhem and move among the people to create a what's the situation called? Like a martial law type situation.
Right.
I could see that happening.
A police
But
state.
I can't see. Yeah, you might get a few people with their iPhones coming up to Hillary like, you know, explain this, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think there'll be any movement. I think the movement will come from the inside as a means to, like you said, put tanks on the street and say it's over. So who knows, man? I got the popcorn. I'm still popping.
Yep. That's all we can do.
Hey, I'm
I
ready.
don't know what
man.
else to do.
I'm ready for the House of Cards to come down. I've been waiting for it for a long time, but you know, the only thing I haven't given up on is the Lord, man. So if the Lord wants to cause a conscious awakening before the last days to bring more people to Him and to the truth, I keep my eye open for that too, man. Just as well as I got my eye on the devil, I got my third eye on the Lord as well. So, I mean, we can't give up, but I mean, I lost all faith in these people, man. I mean, what the hell, man?
I've lost total and complete faith in this world, bro. It takes everything I have, Arcane, to even operate my businesses in this world. I can't stand it. I can't stand the people of this world that are in the system and that refuse to get out of the system. I only feel true and comfortable with like-minded people that are Christian and that are awake. That's it. I can't even lie and say that I feel comfortable in the presence of Christians that are unawake. I can't lie. If I'm sitting with a Christian and I say, oh, blah, 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 or XYZ, and they get that look that the people that are asleep get. What?
That fluoride stare.
Yeah. What do you think Satan is deceiving the world? I don't just think it. My Bible tells me that that's what's happening. And then I look at the world and I observe it with my own eyes. So at 100%, yes, absolutely, Satan is deceiving the world. Well, why would he do that? Well, I don't know, to make sure that people don't get right with God? Would that be a good reason? Or do you think that he's deceiving because it's a prank, it's a joke? He's like, ha, 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 I was only kidding. No, this is serious business. If Satan isn't deceiving the world to the nth degree, then there was no need for Christ to die on that cross. If Satan is a joke, then so is Christ. Yeah. Christ met Satan.
Yep.
Christ met Satan's deceptions with the slickest, smartest maneuver in the history of history. He outsmarted the deceiver on that cross and fulfilled prophecy after prophecy after prophecy after prophecy. That we, those that would be able to see and be willing to accept Christ as our Lord and Savior, could be removed from this system, be removed from this world, and be able to see it like when you walk past a construction site and they got all those big boards up, you can't really see what they're doing in there, but every once in a while they'll have that little hole that you can stand and look through and look down into the construction site and see all the cranes and all of the trucks and all of the workers, and they're all in there working. I look at it that way. Now that I'm awake, God has given me a window outside of the system, that I'm looking through this little window at the world, and I'm seeing what it really is. I'm watching all of these, as Rose would call them, system people, working to operate and build this system and to keep this system going for Satan. Some are doing it blindly. Some are Christians and doing it, and some are doing it as a sign up and a sign out of their own souls at the higher levels. But make no mistake about it, we are literally, as we watch this election tonight, we are watching Satan's system.
Well,
we have watching some of the big players.
We have an excellent comment in the chat by
well, give me the link so I can.
Shireen Zephyrin. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. They're saying, I am in the UK. How is it pounding out over there? And then they said, I saw the vote switching to Hillary. How can the vote be taken seriously after seeing that? Exactly. And seriously, you're seeing the vote not going for that person, clicking it 3 times and it won't move over.
Crazy.
You know, how can that be?
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing, though, Rose. Is that where are these people going to see it if they don't see it here? And if they see it on the internet, people have already been with all of these shills like the J.D. Kanes and the Reds Rhetorics and these Jade, all these shills that say, "Oh, that's fake, that's fake, that's fake, that's fake, that's fake, that's fake." People go to the internet and they just assume everything's fake. Oh, you can't believe that. You saw it on the internet. I can't believe it till I see it on CNN or Fox News. So
yeah.
You know what I mean? So we show it here, and there'll be a guy like him that'll look at it and go, oh, wow, that's crazy. But there'll be other people up in here that'll be like, oh, come on, that's fake.
Well, what else can they do when they're confronted with the truth? These people deal in coincidences. You know what I'm saying? They believe in these coincidences. So when you show them 1,000 obvious, blatant like signs of corruption or allegiance to a corrupt system, you can show it to them as clear as day, and then they'll say, oh, it's just coincidence. There's nothing going on there. It's all, you're just making something out of nothing. You can show it to them 1,000 times in a row, and they'll still pull a coincidence out of it, or say, oh, humans are pattern seekers. It's not really a rigged election. It's just people trying to blah, 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 Mandela, blah, blah, blah. People are rationalize it, bro. No matter what you show.
This is beyond coincidence now, though. This is beyond coincidence. They can't even use that excuse anymore. It's done. It's done. Coincidence is done.
Well, for us, yeah, like we're not buying that anymore. But for
There now, right?
the herd, though, the herd is comfortable with the with the little BS story. You know what I'm saying? They're comfortable with the little defense uh, mechanism of whatever they throw at it to cover it up. They're comfortable with it, like because they really don't have a choice. It's either okay, I acknowledge that everything I believe in is a lie, or I just pretend that it's not there and turn my head and act like I don't see it. So
Or
that's what they do. They
what
just
a lot of,
accept it and turn their head.
but a lot of these supporters don't even know the facts. They don't even read the WikiLeaks emails. They don't even look into what is being exposed. They have no idea about any of this. They have no ammo at all. None. I'm coming in packed with guns, man. I'm armed to the T with information and research, and they have nothing.
You should watch
Nothing.
that video. I'll link it to you. I'm on my mobile now, but you should watch that video I was talking about earlier, where they were asking Hillary supporters, like they would confront them with like the WikiLeaks or like the facts, right? Not just like somebody's theory, like actual stuff, and confront the Hillary supporters with it. And the way that they would act would just be like, well, it doesn't matter, but Trump this, but Trump this, but Trump this. Like
Right.
it doesn't matter to them. Like the only thing that matters is like social status or being on the politically correct side of whatever party that you align with.
I
That's
But
even
it.
saw
They couldn't
one.
care about nothing else.
Yeah,
there's a
I
lot.
even saw
There are a lot
one
of
where.
people.
Go ahead, Bruce.
No, I was just
Go
going to
ahead.
say real quick. Sorry about that. I was just going to say that there's a lot of people that just want a woman president. Well, that's just like saying, I'm going to eat that turd because it looks like a Tootsie Roll. You don't just vote for a woman president because you want a woman president. That's not the woman we need. If that's not even a woman.
Well, one of
You
the
know?
pundits on CNN actually said tonight, people are
Just
not voting because they like either politician. They're voting against the one they like least. And I seen as a street interview of a Hillary Clinton follower, of a Hillary Clinton supporter, and the guy said, "Why are you voting for Hillary?" And she goes, "Because I hate Trump." And the guy goes, "Well, why? Why do you hate Trump?" "I just hate him." "Okay, but why are you voting for Hillary?" "Because I hate Trump." And it was that was literally the interview
Exactly.
until she screamed and put her middle finger into the camera. "F you, Trump. F you." Angry. Like, I'm not even talking like a little upset. No, I'm talking like Donald Trump stole from her.
wow.
And I looked at it and I was like, what is going on with these people? Are we watching demon manifestation in people? Is this what this is?
Or we're watching a masterful plan by the deceiver to brainwash people. I mean, if you don't think that Satan's wisdom is greater than the wisdom of men, think about how long he's been on the earth. He knows people better than people think they know people. So to think that he's not
Amen.
had his web of deceit woven so thick into the mind fabric of the people would be naive, would be literally just to be a blind ignoramus to the facts, especially as a Christian, to read the scriptures and say that he deceived the whole world, to come away and say, oh no, he didn't deceive the whole world, just like a little bit of the world. That's nonsense. I was watching a TV show on Netflix the other night, The Exorcist. Not, you remember the original Exorcist, right? Completely
Right.
demonic, satanic, whatever. But at least in that movie, there was somewhat realistic, like depictions of how the Catholic Church, at least initially, treated like spirits or demons, right? Well, this exorcist, like the priest, was basically like, well, demons aren't real. Spirits aren't real. That was just something that the early church fathers made up to explain things like, illnesses and mental disease and stuff like that. So the impression that these movies give to the people is that demons, spirits, they're not real. They're just a part of your psyche, so it desensitizes people to the reality of it, and it forces people into, like I said, the beautiful plan of Satan to just distract everyone, keep people so focused on everything other than what the truth is and what they should be looking out for. So why would you expect people now to just be like, oh my goodness, we should wake up? Like, no, man, only the elect at this point can wake up. And whether you're the elect or not, no one can know until it's too late.
Yeah, and you nailed it. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Hey, Tony. Welcome. How's it going?
Hey, Rose. You got a good, I have a good sound.
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay. I'm just listening now to catch up on the conversation.
Well, do you have any input on anything you've seen on the election today?
Well, that's just it. I haven't seen anything on the results so far. I was kind of hoping to find out what I could about the election here. Does anybody know what's going on as far as who's leading or what have you?
Well, according to CNN, Donald Trump is leading 49 to 47. But this is all a joke. This is none of this. This is all a complete and total joke. I don't believe for a second that what they're showing is real at all. Because if you go to unprofessional polls, meaning like internet polls, Facebook and Twitter, Trump is slaughtering Hillary. It's like 90-4. You know what I mean? So is mainstream media telling the truth?
Hold on for a second.
I highly doubt it. I think the social media polls are probably off. But if I had to take one, I would go for the social media polls. I would say Trump is probably winning, but they're never going to show that on CNN or Fox.
No.
They'll make it real close so that people are like, oh, wow, I didn't see that many Hillary voters out, but okay, I guess so. And then at the very end, she's going to squeak out the win, and it's going to be one of the tightest races in the history of American presidential elections. It's going to be just tight right down to the wire. Secretariat by a nose.
Well, the bookstore, there's a woman that works at the bookstore, and she said that they get advanced copies on books and magazines ahead of time. And she got a shipment of Madam President with Hillary Clinton on the front with a whole big old explanation of what her accomplishments and how she was on the road to being president and how she became president. So they already have books on it, Madam President, in bookstores.
Time Magazine already exposed their cover of Hillary, Madam President. And I know that, in the NFL, when it's the Super Bowl, or the MLB, when it's the World Series, they make ball caps for both teams because they don't know who's going to win. I believe they do know, but let's just say they don't know. And so, they're going to make baseball caps for both teams. Well, they say the same is said for this election, that Time Magazine does a cover for both candidates. But okay, let's say that's true. Where's the Trump one? Why did the Hillary one come out? Why are people showing the Hillary one? Nobody's showing a Trump one.
Yeah, I can understand the sports because it's over and people are outside and have the shirts. Okay, I get that. That's fine. But as a president, you don't just go writing books. And I also heard that and a whole other group of cabinet people had a meeting and asked that everyone submit their headlines for Hillary winning the presidential election. So they asked them to submit their headlines. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, New York Times, Washington Post. They asked they want to see what headlines they were going to use beforehand to okay it.
Wow.
All right. Yeah.
Well, we all know. I mean, we know that, presidents are selected, never elected. And the bottom line is this. I mean, let's just get realistic here. We all know that the power is not Obama. Obama is not the powerful position seat holder in America. There are powers behind him that are manipulating and pulling the strings. He is a puppet. Hey, Shani, how are you, my love? They're puppets. These are all puppets. Every last one of them are puppets. And this is how power works. Let me explain how power works to people that don't seem to understand. When you are in power and you have puppets that you place in front of you to represent and push your agenda and to keep the public feeling as though they're a part of something that they're not a part of, you never, and I mean never, put yourself in a position to have the useless eaters, the public, the face painters, the McDonald's drive-through morons, the fanboys, the NASA fanboys, the sports team screaming, television watching, reality TV shows screaming, soap opera talking about, magazine reading, subway riding, bus jumping, public. You don't let the people that you're controlling accidentally vote you out of power.
Duh.
Those puppets are their puppets. You're not voting for anything. They're making you think you're voting. They wouldn't let you vote them out of power. Who would be that stupid to be running the world and then give you the ability to vote them out of power? Ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous that people haven't figured this out.
Absolutely.
That's totally correct. And my question is, what does that make us?
Useless eaters. We are all slaves and useless eaters. However, Jesus Christ said in his prayer that he prays for the ones that God gave him. He's not praying for those that are of the world. Satan has dominion over the people that are of the world. He doesn't have dominion over the true believers, the ones that are outside of the system and that are in Christ. If you are truly in Christ and he has opened up your eyes because he is the light. And what does a light do? The light shows what's in the darkness. How can you claim that you are in the light and still be in the darkness? How is that possible? If Jesus Christ is the light, how are you not seeing what's in the darkness? It is impossible.
I have no disagreement with you at all on that position. John 14:20, Jesus says, the Father is, I have to paraphrase here, the Father is in me and I'm in him, and you are in me and I am in you. You remember that particular? Yep. Yeah, that really made a lot of sense to me. It kind of brought me around a few years ago. That was pointed out to me.
Well, that's the bottom line. I mean, the bottom line is this. Either Jesus, look at God said, he who is of the world does not have the love of the Father within him. We are not to conform to the ways of the world. We are not to be of the world. Jesus Christ said that he came to divide. He didn't come to bring peace. There's no peace in Satan's system. When you look in Satan's system, there's no peace. You are divided. You are separate from that. You are holy. Holy means to be different, to be separate from, to be the others. You are separate from the world. And that's who we are. We are separate from this world. We are not to be conformed to the ways of the world. We are not to love this world. We are to hate this world. We are to hate Satan's system. Nothing about it should be impressive to you. Nothing about it should have you excited. Nothing about it should have you loving it. Now, that's not to say that you're not going to love your children and your husband and your wife and your family. Of course you are. But those are blessings and gifts from God. But nothing in the system. Nothing in the system. If you're in Christ, nothing in the system is for you. Your blessing is in heaven.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but was it Jesus that said sometimes you have to sell your coat and buy a sword?
Yes.
I can't remember the context.
He also said to get rid of your riches and follow me. He also said that if you don't hate your brothers, if you don't hate your mother and your father, then you can't follow me. I mean, the truth of the matter is that doesn't mean that you literally hate your mother and father. What he's trying to suggest there is that either you love me more than anything in this world, or you've got one foot in the world and attempted to have one foot in me. Jesus Christ said, you are either for me or you are against me.
Okay.
Now, what we're watching here in this election is a system. This is a system, John. And a lot of people that claim to be in Christ love the system, bro. They love Satan's handiwork. They love it. They call themselves Christians, but you can't pull them away from it, bro. They love that system.
Yeah, well, just a quick pro quo. In what direction would Jesus be leading at this point?
Okay, explain that. At what position would Jesus be leading at this point? What do you mean?
In what direction is Jesus leading us to do action? What action to take?
Exactly what we're doing. Expose the evil and prepare. We're to wait on the Lord. A lot of people think wait on the Lord means to, crack open a beer, get in the easy boy chair and look out the window every 5 minutes to see if he's going to pull in the driveway in an F-150. That's not what waiting on the Lord means. When you go to a restaurant and you sit down at a table, somebody comes over to your table and waits on you. They serve you. They're called a waitress or a waiter. When Jesus says that we are to wait on him, that we are to wait on the Lord, it means that we are to serve the Lord. We are to be serving him right now. We are to be waking people up. We are to be worshiping. We are to be in Scripture. We are to be, at some level, a member of the body of Christ and serving a function, because he's on his way. And we need to be awake, sober, aware, and waiting on his return.
So if you're awake, wouldn't you agree that you wouldn't vote for either one of these candidates?
No Christian voted today.
Amen.
If you voted today, you're not a Christian. I'm sorry. I know you think you are. I know you want to be, but there's no way in the world that you could have voted under the pretense that you're voting the lesser of two evils.
Or you're just
That's
a
like
deceived,
saying,
a
yeah,
deceived
that's
member
like saying
of the
I'm going to
elect.
smoke. Yeah, I'm gonna smoke the smaller of the two crack cocaine rocks. I'm gonna do the smaller line of heroin. Come on, get realistic. If you're a Christian, you know better than to be voting for anything in this satanic system. Period. Even if you wanted to.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm really down about all this. It's really taking the winds out of my sails as far as the voter turnout and what have you.
You and me both, brother. And I'm not even American. I'm Canadian, John. I live in the Dominican Republic, though, and I do a lot of business in America. But I could care less if it was America, Canada, the Dominican, or Africa. For me, it's not about the country. It's about the direction that Satan has taken the world and using America to do it. America, the American dollar dictates all currency globally. The American entertainment industry dictates and influences children all over the world. So America has a lot of influence, both financially, spiritually, physically, and mentally in this world. So the world should be really worried about what's going on in America right now. Even if Americans are too stupid to turn off their football game, or to turn off their video game, or to turn off their reality TV show, or put down their bottle or their crack pipe, whatever it is that they're doing, take the glue bag off your face and wake up.
So wouldn't it be fair to say that you can be a Christian and vote it today and just not realize that there is something bigger happening in the world that that you're not aware of? You know, they're not awake.
Yeah, they're trying to take it in a different direction by casting their vote in hopes that it will take us in a different direction. But as the Mr. Stated, it's all the same direction. It's evil, or whatever you want to call it, and it's just, yeah, it will be unchristian. I was stated that way to vote.
Well, let me just put it this way. I just flipped over to my Facebook page, and the very first thing I see is somebody that I'm trying to bring to the Lord. I've been working on this individual now for a couple of months, maybe even a year. I don't know. But at any rate, I look, and you know what she's got posted up?
Trump.
Bachelorette time. Yes, I know it's lame, but I like it. This is...
Say what?
This is what I'm talking about.
Say what?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
This is what I'm saying. The world is imploding. We have a literal nightmare in effect. And you want to watch Bachelorette?
Yeah.
That's the world we live in. Now, okay, she's a non-Christian. She claims to be a Christian. She claims to believe in the Lord. She claims this, she claims that. But I can assure you, if I show you her Facebook posts, she's in a bar every night of the week looking to see who she can go get drunk with, and who wants to meet me over here, and let's go over there, and let's do this and this, and none of it's Christian, which is fine. I'm not gonna say that doesn't mean that she's not Christian. I'm just saying that the world is you just need to be not of the world. Say that people that voted today and call themselves Christian, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little harsh. Christianity needs to be checked. You're Christian chin, and you need to seek out your salvation with fear and trembling. Because if you're not aware of the fact that Donald Trump is a controlled opposition, and that this is all a big setup and a puppet show, if you haven't figured this out yet, then maybe that's between you and God. But as far as me being the type of Christian I am, that I feel that I am awake and that I am in the elect, as we hear about in Scripture, people, I have no time for people that aren't awake. If you call yourself a Christian, then you need to be begging Arcane Logos, begging Rose Patton to sit down with them for a night in a private hangout so they can show you what's going on in this world so you can wake up. And if you're not doing that, if you're not asking Christians that are awake for the information to help them wake up, then I'm sorry, I can't call you. I don't know what I can call you, but I'm not going to call you a Christian.
Scoffer.
You know what I mean, Arcane? I just can't. You can't tell me you're a Christian and be hanging out with people that are awake and Christians, and they're telling you what Satan's been doing in the world and the deceptions and the direction the world's heading in, and you be lottie-dotting through a conversation and then go playing video and wanting to sit with Nephilim free and hanging all night arguing about for the 4,000th time.
Well, who's going to hold them accountable?
Wake up.
No one's holding anybody accountable. So when people run off the rails of what Christ, stood for, no one's saying, hey, you're not going the straight way, you're going over here. Because people have been taught that people can pretty much do whatever they want in religion. right? It is what you say it is. That's the culture we live in. If you believe in some sort of deity, it's basically whatever you want it to be, and especially within Christianity these days. So these people that claim to be a Christian, it's not necessarily their fault that they're not in tune with what Christianity is. It's just the way that the world has taught them to look at Christ. And you're right, they have to want to be awake. You know, they have to want it more than the world, or they won't get it. You can't. You know, when Christ said, "You either are for me or against me," it seems kind of divisive, but the truth is divisive. You can't straddle the fence and be honored. You know, you just can't. And we live in a world today where the truth doesn't matter. You can straddle the fence. You can play both sides of the boat. And at the end of the day, no one's going to hold you accountable, because we live in a kind of world where anything goes. Up is down, left is right, and no one cares.
Well, we have Hillary, who lied 38 times to Congress and the FBI. And then she's still able to run for president. Like, anyone else that did 1% of what she did would be in prison. But she's able to run for president. And Comey reopened the case and then said, "Oh, we didn't find anything." But all this sex trafficking and human was exposed.
Spirit dinners, and it's just, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care what people do with that.
All tied to Hillary. These are the people herself with these people. Either she's that stupid that she doesn't realize that these people are doing that, or she knows full well what they're doing. It's one or the other. And if she's that stupid, she shouldn't be running for president. She shouldn't be running for president. This is ridiculous. I mean, it's beyond my comprehension anymore. I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone, and Rod Sterling's going to be walking in the door any minute. Come on. Like, this shouldn't even have came to this point. Never been at this point.
Wasn't this information leaked through that guy that's over in Russia or somewhere? I can't think of his name right at the moment. But didn't he?
Julian Assange.
Yeah, wasn't this information about the sex part leaked through Assange? And didn't it hit the news? Because I don't watch TV, but I was under the impression that information was public now.
Well, no, they're saying that there isn't enough there for a case. And but okay, forget all the sexual stuff. Forget all that. Here's the bottom line. She can't be trusted with classified information. If there is anything the president needs to be trusted with, it's classified information. There, you don't even get to run. Sorry, you don't even get to run for president.
Yeah. So how's she still in it?
If I had 5 kids in my house and one of them was always known for losing the money when I sent them to the store, and they were always coming back and like, yeah, I lost half the money, or I lost. And the next time I send somebody to the store, guess who I'm not picking? I'm not picking the person that loses things. Hillary Clinton cannot be trusted with classified information. End of story, Hillary. Take a seat. You're going to be in charge of nothing. Both her and her husband sold their memoirs for millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. They wrote their memoirs, books, and they sold for millions. These are the same 2 people that went in front of a grand jury can't remember a thing. It's a joke, people.
The next disturbing thing that I read on the internet just this evening was something about Hillary and slash martial law in reference to something like civil war. Anybody catch that?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's it's well, that's a wait and see, thing.
Hey, just a second. I want to address Brother John. John, why don't you get a link and come in? Yeah, I use the money from this.
I added him to the room, so.
Yeah, I have. Absolutely, John. I have to use the system. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. But I got 5 grandkids. I got 2 kids here. I got 2 kids in Canada. I got, a wife. I got to live. So unfortunately, we have to do what we have to do in the system. But I don't love it. And God said, he who loves the world does not have the love of the Father within him. You can be of the world. We got no choice. We're here. But I don't love it. I can assure you that.
Yeah, be in the world, but not of the world. Yeah.
Oh, listen, where's is Brett Keane going to come in? Did you share the link with him? He's always good for a couple of one-liners.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I'd like Brett to come in if he wants. What about Van Houten? Yeah, I've seen he was doing a hangout, but yeah, I don't know. I just literally, I am so grateful for salvation and for being awake. There is no greater thing than to be saved and awake. I mean, Christians never share links with you. Of course they do, Brett. You're just so busy on your own hangouts, you don't go. You never see them. What do you mean you're out? Where are you going, Brett? We're trying to get you the join link. Anyways, all right.
Something's wrong with that dude, man.
Yeah, he gets mad
well,
too quick.
Like little baby, bye-bye, see ya.
No, he gets like that. Like he gets mad so fast for no reason. It's like he wants you to trip over tables to greet him at the door. It's like, you know what? I don't even give myself that much respect.
Nah. Yeah. So back to the point. The thing is, I think what's going to happen is Hillary is going to win probably by 6 points. It's going to be by 2 to 3 points. But Hillary, we've already seen that they're rigging the election. We already see that. Okay. So if she does get in, people are going to be pissed. And I think they're betting on civil unrest from that. They're betting on that. They want us to have civil unrest because they have the Trumps, and it's like 2 different people in a boxing match, This one lady, she went to go vote for Trump. She got beat up. She showed her arm was bleeding and everything. She got jumped, and they said, fuck Trump, and hit her. And they hit her. So
did you see Rose, that the UN military were rolling in towns in the U.S. lately? I thought I saw something last week that there were UN vehicles.
Yeah, they've been doing that for years. They've been preparing for that. Because they keep trying to get us to attack each other. They tried that with Ferguson. They tried that with us against the police, with Dallas. They tried to do all these false flags to get us against the police, us against each other. Now it's Trump's against Hillary's. They're trying to do anything to start chaos because their whole motive, their whole way of thought is chaos, order out of chaos. So they're trying to implement the New World Order. So if Hillary gets in, they're hoping for chaos. They want chaos. And then Obama can be like, oh, my God, look, there's civil unrest. I'm going to delay the inauguration, and I'm going to implement martial law, and then I'm just going to stay in here until things calm down for a while. And he would love that. He'd be all over it. He wants that. He does. After all the different times he said, if I ran for president for a third term, I would win. It's illegal. But if I could change the law to make it not illegal, I would. You know, he's saying he wants to stay in.
And I think the powers that be want him to stay in. We were talking the other night to your friend Scott, Positively Stupid, and he was saying, you know, we were asking him, we were trying to pressure him, who you voting for? And he said, definitely not Trump. He thinks Trump is, you know, everything in a book and blah, 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 blah. He said, but I'm not, you know, saying I'd vote for Hillary neither. And so we're like, well, who are you going to vote for? He said, well, I'd kind of like our president now to stay in. I go, you think Obama should have a third term? He said, I would love it. So America would be okay with it if he had a third term. I think America would kind of be like, you know what? Yeah, we could do that. Why not? We like you.
Well, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, yeah, I want Obama to stay in. I don't mind. You know, yeah, sure, why not?
That's just crazy, though, isn't it?
You got a Fiesta? What's going on?
Sorry, it's loud over here. Is it me or Tony that's loud?
Somebody jamming to something.
Oh, that's
Music over here.
I got it.
That sounds like Oriental chimes. Made me think about a Chinese food restaurant. Hey, there's Bill. What's Bill saying? Pillbox, why are you in the chat room? Ain't you supposed to be in here?
FlatOUT.
That is a good name, isn't it, though?
FlatOUT, man. FlatOUT truth.
Yeah, that's it. It's just it's flat out. It's straight, and it's
nice and
it's
level.
unbendable, man.
Nice and level.
Nice and level, man. Easy to see. You just it doesn't bend. There's no curve to it.
Yeah, we ain't gonna spin you. You know, we ain't spinning you. You know.
You better stop breaking the rules, Pillbox, and get in here. I did another video today about, you know, because one of those Christian haters asked me if flat Earth was a salvation issue. Can you imagine? That's something you would expect to hear from a non-believer, don't you think, Arcane? Like, why would a Christian ask you? Do they not know Scripture? Why would a Christian ask you if?
Because they're scared that it is a salvation issue, but they don't want it to be because they want to believe in the blue ball, right? Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I said this. Anything that Satan is using as a deception is a salvation issue for the unbeliever. The person that doesn't believe in Christ because they have been deceived by this world to believe it's something it's not. If us spinning around at 1,000 miles an hour on a wet ball, 70,000 miles an hour around the sun and the moon, and another gazillion miles flying out to outer space, if that prevents you from believing there's a God, then absolutely flat Earth is a salvation issue for the unbeliever. But it's not for the believer. I mean, is it a salvation issue for you? If you found out tomorrow that we were wrong,
no.
Right? If we found out tomorrow that we were wrong and it's actually a ball, okay, we were wrong. Are you going to lose your salvation? No. But if an atheist found out tomorrow that we were on a flat surface with a dome over it, might he find his salvation? He'd be in a better place to find it knowing we're on a flat surface than he would being kept in the deception that we're on a spinning wet ball. I can tell you that.
They're willfully ignorant, bro.
They're scared. I think you hit the right word. They're scared, bro.
If you have a Bible next to you, you should probably read 2 Peter 3. I say this all the time, but every time I read it, it just rings true to me in a ever more true way. So you should probably read it if you got it handy. I'm on a mobile, or I'll read it verbatim.
I'm going to pull it up. I'll pull it up here in a second. seconds.
Yeah, 2 Peter. Just read the whole thing. 2 Peter 3.
Dear friends, this is now my second letter to you. I have written both of them as reminders to stimulate you to wholesome thinking. I want you to recall the words spoken in the past by the holy prophets and the command given by our Lord and Savior through our apostles. Above all, you must understand that in the last days, scoffers will come scoffing and following their own evil desires. They will say, there is this coming he promised. Ever since our ancestors died, everything goes on as it has since the beginning of creation. But they deliberately forget that long ago, by God's word, the heavens came into being, and the earth was formed out of water and by water. By these waters also the world of that time was deluged and destroyed. By the same word, the present heavens and earth are reserved for fire, being kept for the day of judgment and destruction of the ungodly. But do not forget this one thing, dear friends, with the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance.
Amen.
I'll just come down. Right?
That's
it right there, man. I mean, come on. That's
yeah, hearing you read that, bro, man, that was awesome.
No. Yeah, that's truth, brother. That's like, come on. How are your hearts not being pierced, believers? If you are a believer, you already have a soft heart. You're supposed to get pierced with the truth.
And for people to say, why are you exposing Satan? You need to stop exposing Satan or exposing the lies. Well, how else are people gonna remove the wool from their eyes or see through the fog of the deception if people don't like help them to come out of it? Just kind of like how Neo had to be dragged out the matrix for him to see that what he was living in was a delusion, right? Someone has to give you that nudge, and Christ works through his people, through his elect, through his body of believers here on the earth to wake people up. So without us helping our brothers to see it and exposing these lies, man, it's gonna be a lot harder for people to see them and come to the truth. Why else would God put people here to preach the word? You know, that crazy man on the corner with the Bible in his hand that everybody's walking past as he's spitting out Bible verses that they can hardly understand. He's there for a reason. It's like Lupe Fiasco said, these books, man, we read them with blind eyes, but there's more there. Meaning we're looking at them out of our own desires instead of looking at the scriptures for what they truly are, which is God's word, his promise. He's telling us this is what's going to happen. This is what happened. I know it's a bad situation, but this is how you come out of it. He gave us a way out of it. He said this world ain't perfect. It's a broken world, man. We need to recognize why it's broken and accept it. You know, even like, what's it, the 12-step program, like the first step is admitting you have a freaking problem, right? You have to first acknowledge the problem. You have to say, look, here's the condition. We're in it. What is the problem? And the problem is ourselves. It's our own greed. It's our own desires. It's our own destruction. We can't place the blame on God or anybody else. We have to face the facts. So, and that's a hard pill. So that's what 2 Peter 3 says: when they come scoffing, it's going to be after their own lust, not after anything smart, not after any intellectual prowess that's brought them to this conclusion. No, it's going to be after their own lust. They're going to scoff, and they're going to say, we don't want that. We want this. So all we can do is pray, yo. Like the so-called Christians that are lost and don't want us talking about the truth, all we can do is pray for them and pray that the demons within them have a hard fight, and just keep trucking, man. I'm
Well,
not scared of not one of them.
that's a great point. And I also want to point out that this is not about Russia and the United States. It's not about us and ISIS and the refugees. It's the picture is way bigger than that. This is a spiritual war that we are in right now as we speak.
Yep.
And all this other stuff is just diversions. It's just to keep your mind off of what's really happening around you, with your immediate family. You have to see these signs, man. You have to. Because this whole presidential election is corruption. It's based on corruption.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
crazy.
beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Beautiful reality that we live in. It's great. But
On my Facebook, it's saying Trump might win. It's like Hermaine, Hermaine?
yeah, man.
Hermaine? She just said here on Facebook, I hate to say it, but I might be wrong. It looks like I'm calling it for Trump. Good night, all. And is saying, holy, Donald Trump might win. I guess it's time to make America great again.
Well, you know
Hermaine,
what?
she works for like Google or something, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, we don't know what's going to
Google
happen.
Plus.
We don't know what's going to happen when Trump gets in there, but I guess we'll just have to wait and find out. But definitely that witch should not be in there. I do not want her to have the gratification of even being in there. So it is what it is.
Oh, the ego. Could you imagine her ego?
Yeah. No. And then Bill, as the first
lady,
he would be considered. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine. It's so ridiculous to me, the whole thing.
It's not, but you got to look at gender, the gender identity stuff. So for him to be the first lady is not like inconceivable.
I wouldn't even be shocked if he goes and gets a transgender operation like Bruce Jenner, and we find out that Bill thinks he's a woman now. Like, I wouldn't be the least bit shocked, but these people just freak me out. They are so insane.
So I want to say hi to our brother Pillbox. How's it going, brother?
Yo.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I think that's a bad thing, though, to be honest with you. If this starts to get people hopeful, I think it's even worse. I honestly was thinking, Hillary might get enough people mad enough to actually do something, but this is a disaster either way.
Yeah. Well, I'm sticking to my guns that Hillary, we wake up tomorrow morning and Hillary is the president-elect. And I'm also going to go out on a limb and say that anything can happen between and the inauguration. And don't count a third term for Barack Obama out, because that's still very possible.
Well, I'll say this, man. If I wake up and Hillary is put in there, then I have absolutely, and okay, I'll say it like this. If a couple of months go by, right, and Hillary's in there and nothing happens, like she clearly lost and nothing happens and she still gets put in there, I will have lost all faith in the American people, and I will just wait for the ship to go down, man. I think the quicker it goes down, the better. So bring it on. Yeah.
I'm gonna read off the numbers. We got Florida, Clinton 48, Trump 49. Pennsylvania, Clinton 57, Trump 40. Michigan, Clinton 45, Trump 50. North Carolina, Clinton 47, Trump 50. Virginia, Clinton 48, Trump 47. Colorado, Clinton 49, Trump 44. Ohio, Clinton 43, Trump 53. Wisconsin, Clinton 45, Trump 50. Nevada, results are not in yet until after 7 o'clock. New Hampshire, Clinton 47, Trump 40. I can't read that. 48. That's what I got so far.
Well, it looks like Trump is ahead according to that.
Well, then it says Clinton needs 166 needed and Trump 133 needed. Yeah, so.
No, there's going to be a surprise, though.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? The 66 and the 33.
Yeah, I was just gonna point that out.
Yep.
I knew you were. I know, Rose.
I was like, don't go there. I'm not gonna go there because if you actually do the 66 and 33, and then there's 33, yeah, pretty weird. Okay.
It's
I'm not gonna
interesting.
get
I don't know.
numerology on you guys though, so yeah.
Well, you can if you want. I mean, but I'm looking at the map here. I'm looking at the map here of all the blue and the red. It's just really stupid to me.
Oh, this, you guys were talking about being real close a few minutes ago. And isn't there some super candidate or super group that gets to decide the election at that point? I can't remember what they're called.
Well, basically, you can vote all you want, but the people who count the votes are the ones that decide who wins. It's the vote counters that decide.
Oh, a super delegate.
Did you hear Obama say this week that as far as the illegal immigrants, he said, go ahead and vote. Don't worry about it. There'll be no repercussions.
No, but I heard Obama said that he expects all black people to vote for Hillary, and if they don't, he'll take it personally.
Yeah, it's if you want our legacy.
I know very few
your
black
legacy.
people are voting for Trump.
All because they think he's a racist.
Well, no, and then he said that everything he's done for the last 8 years will be for nothing if Trump gets in, and that if you want for it to continue what he's been doing, you have to get Hillary in there. Otherwise, everything he's done.
Yeah, but that means he should get all the gay votes because he ain't done nothing for black people. He's done everything for gay people.
Well, what he's done for black people
in America. Tell me.
Well, the LGBT that movement has been, they've already, that's already been taken over as well. It's been infiltrated as well. And they always go for the Democrat. It's like the plantation mentality. It's automatically, if you're gay or if you're black or if you're a minority, you vote for Democrat. You know what I mean? It's like I said, plantation.
Who is that with the mic? Who is that?
Sorry.
I got a headset on. I'm wearing a headset, so for me it's like really loud.
Okay, yeah, good. I thought somebody was bitten by a zombie. Okay, false alarm.
No, Hillary ain't won yet. And I also heard that Hillary wasn't going to have anybody on stage with her during the celebrations. That's what I heard. And I know that Trump right now, who's he got? He's got Ted Nugent playing at his party.
Well, like I said, what Obama has done has he has gotten all of his voters to now vote for Hillary. So all the rappers that Hillary's got on stage with her, and all the rappers that were at the White House, and the athletes, they're voting for Clinton just on that. Like it ain't necessarily because Trump's a racist. It's just because they saw, Hillary standing there with Jay-Z or somebody. So now they're gonna vote for Hillary. It's just stupid as hell.
Right. So the fans of Jay-Z would vote for Hillary, and then she had Lady Gaga there, which we know is a Satanist, and she's there. Oh, vote for Hillary. Yeah.
All the LGBTs are voting for Hillary.
Yeah.
Giving a free concert. Actually, it was a free concert. They didn't charge anybody to come to these concerts because that's what they were. They were a free Jay-Z Hillary concert. Gaga concert. Just nasty politics, man. You know what I mean? Like,
isn't her campaign manager that chick that was in that photo? Or is her campaign manager, advisor? Who is that chick? I don't even know.
Her assistant, Uma?
Yeah, that chick. Wasn't she in the
He's
picture
talking
with Lady
about
Gaga
Baldrige.
licking blood off the naked?
No, that's the other lady. She's a high priestess. She sets up her art gallery. She said it's art and stuff like that. And if it's done in public, then it's
the
doesn't.
high priest of Satan, isn't she?
Yeah, but if she does it in private, then there's a different meaning to it, which she does do private parties for people. So she's, yeah. I don't even want to say her name. You can go ahead and say her name, right?
I won't bother. We all know who it is. It's Baldrige or whatever her name is. And she's a friend of Jay-Z's, and she's a friend of Gaga's and all of them. And yeah, they're all connected.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all Satanists.
WikiLeaks released all those emails with her name attached to all that too.
You know what I
Till
put
that
on my
dude, his
Facebook
dime bag's
post?
gonna be right out.
Yeah. You know what I put on my Facebook? I put 33. I'll explain tomorrow. Because I'm betting the number 33 is going to be seen very clearly in the results.
Yep.
I'm betting on it. So I just put 33. I'll explain tomorrow.
Well, you
my
got the
daughter
33,000 emails. You have the $33,000 necklace that Kim Kardashian had stolen from her. They love that number.
Yeah, and Uma stole 33,000 from the state, the American State Fund, and everything's 3330, and they're using that number a lot lately. Just because it's
Super
mocking
Bowl
right now.
blackout.
They're mocking. It's I'm guessing that the number 33 is going to be very visible in these elections. Maybe who the winner wins 33 of the states, or 33. We're going to see the number 33. I can assure you. But my daughter's going crazy. She wants to know what I mean. Come on, Dad. What do you mean? Tell me. She has no idea about any of this stuff, so I'm sure she's probably thinking it's something to do with her.
Hi, Larry.
Yep, looks like my buddy Larry has entered the building. What's going on, Mr. Larry?
Hey, Pillbox, and hello, everybody else, and where the hell am I?
Yep, you're at a Flat Earth hangout, man. You're in good hands.
Well, I'm always in good hands around Pillbox, and how you doing, buddy?
Oh, that sounds. Let's not get crazy now. Yeah, we're doing good, man. We're just exposing this satanic charade as usual. So I'm sure you voted for Trump, right?
No, I didn't vote. I voted none of the above.
Good man. Thank you. Yay, a real Christian, I'm guessing. You're a Christian?
No, wait, hold on.
No count.
Oh
No
man,
vote count.
Larry, don't throw the Bible away just yet, though.
Okay. No. I'm not sure. I saw a link. I grabbed and I was like, oh, Pillbox is in there. I'm like, okay. So I'm not sure what I stumbled across. I apologize in advance. Hello, everybody. Some I have not seen before. Hello.
Welcome, Larry.
Hey, what's up, Larry? How's it going, man?
Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Same here.
Yeah, my pleasure.
You got Tony, Rose, and Mr. Mr. That was a great band, man. I love that band.
Well, no, it's Mr. Campbell, formerly known as Rand Campbell. But no, not.
Yeah, why do I know that name, Rand Campbell? For some reason, I know that name. Sounds.
Wow. I was
Exactly.
very
Bro,
popular amongst the haters here.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'm not hating. Whatever anybody wants to believe or whatever anybody's opinion is. Hey, we're all in it together. I've said it many times before. Might not agree with everyone. I have my own opinions, of course, and so does everyone else. But there's no reason to be hateful in any way, sense, or form. And I do appreciate the invite. I'm not even sure where the heck I got it from. In fact, I'm gonna have to go back and check that out because I'm just like thrown out here in the middle of nowhere.
Well, my man, I love you already. You sound like the friendliest, nicest guy on the flat earth. So thank you very much.
Well, I appreciate that. I can actually be a dick sometimes, and some of my friends will actually say the same thing. I can get very uppity and very passionate about different things. However, I didn't mean to join and take over the chat. I haven't even seen this on Tube. I got it through Google Hangout. So like I said, I do apologize. I didn't mean to crash like the conversation. Sorry about that.
Well, that's okay. Are you a flat earther?
Me particularly, yes, I am. After being in the building industry for 30 plus years and understanding, mean sea level and westerly air flight and how to level buildings and how to, do certain things and use the transit the old-fashioned way. I particularly for myself. That's
awesome, man.
But you're not a born again Christian though.
No, sir.
Well, that'll come.
Do I believe in a creator? I do believe in a creator. Yes. Obviously,
so
it's a.
Well, how much of the flat earth do you think plays into your belief of a creator? Do you think it influenced you at all once you became a flat earther to, believe?
Well, I have to tell you, and since all of a sudden I joined in and, I kind of walked in on dinner time or something. I'm not sure what, but I've actually looked. I've actually got several different renditions of the Bible, and I've actually done some Bible discussions, and we have a friend, and I have friends that do understand the Bible much better than I do. I've got different renditions of the Bible. King James does not match the other ones. I've got 5 different versions of the Bible, and they don't match with the same context or the same translation, and I've been having some difficulty with that. I have done some open hangouts with Bible Talk. A friend of mine, Paula, Knowledge Scavenger, which some of you may or may not know. I know Pillbox does, of course. Has done an open show with me. I believe what it was called was the Bible. It's all Greek to me, or something to that effect. And very enlightening. Am I grasping the entire thing? No. I'm a little older than, I'm not your normal high school kid. Like I said, I've been doing building and stuff for 30 years. I'm actually 49 going on 50 next year, the big 50.
Excellent, man. That's awesome. Well, did you believe in God before you became a flat earther, or was that something that...
Oh Yeah. Of course, I was a Roman Catholic actually in my younger years, and I did the altar boy thing and the whole 9 yards. And no priest ever came near me or anything like that. I mean, so unfortunately,
Thank God for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, whatever some of those things were, it had nothing to do. Yeah, it wasn't even close, and it really gave so many a bad name. I moved away from it when they started talking about, well, you can't drink, you can't gamble, you can't do this, can't do that. And I'm like, all right, you can't gamble. We got bingo on Wednesday. You can't drink. Okay, let's toast with wine and everything. And it just at a younger age, it kind of moved me away from that, if you will. And I just believe myself that it's a one-on-one experience with a built-in set of information that we all have inside of us individually. And we just know if it's right or wrong. I mean, we all just know. If you're doing something that's screwed up or something that you have that feeling, you're like, man, I shouldn't be here or shouldn't be doing this or something. That's just my personal, my personal thing. I mean, everybody's got their own opinion. Like I said, I just jumped in and I thought it was somewhere else where I was going. So again, I apologize.
No, that's fine, Larry. So can I ask you a question? Why did you choose not to vote today?
Let's see. The election was predetermined. It's based on electoral votes of the college, which has been done for many years. The last election I voted in was when Ross Perot all of a sudden pulled out on Bush and said, ha, just kidding, and did it just for a ha. And I saw the same thing coming this year. And, I just can't. It's just so treating people like, and the term many use is sheeple. I try not to use that term, but just, people aren't freaking idiots. I mean, and what's going on, they understand this. And they're just really pissed off and they're tired of this garbage going on. It's just, it's crazy.
People
I'll tell you
understand it.
what, you look at these, to get back on this voting for a second, I'm just looking here. Are you guys looking at the election results?
I saw some.
Trump is taking quite a lead. I mean, I'm also watching celebration.
Oh, to be honest, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, looks like, and if we're wrong, Trump wins. I don't know what to say. So I don't think I'm wrong. I think that Hillary was suicide wouldn't be a bad thing. But with that being said, it looks like here, like Trump has got a heck of a lead, and there's not a whole lot of time left. I think they're waiting on North Carolina. What are they waiting?
Yeah, and Nevada.
Here.
Nevada's polls, they said, wouldn't be available till 7. So that just started 15 minutes ago. Tony says, MSN.com, Clinton 104, Trump 137.
Yeah, it could be, and there's so many problems on both sides. First of all, to only have a two-party system is the most asinine thing that has ever been created in the first place. It's not. There are so many different parties that are out there that have really good things, and you put these people. I mean, come on, if you go walk into Congress, I mean, that's like heaven's waiting gate. I mean, half these guys are going to drop dead because they're like 142. Not to be rude to anybody in Congress, it's just, guys, after a while, go do something else. It was never meant to be like a full-time occupation where you have to decide for the masses at large. And when I say masses at large, I mean all the different, and I call it a flat earth, all the different areas or countries, whatever you want to call them. Nobody needs that kind of garbage. I think the masses at large can actually get together and have a traditional vote and vote for people, and it would actually count and actually put somebody in there. And after they're done, if you've done a good job, you stay. If you've done a bad job, you get the hell out, and that's the end of the day. That's just, and again, in my opinion.
Yeah, but we live in the Twilight Zone, so that's not going to happen. But
Yeah.
George Bush Jr., he lost, and he still got in there. So even if Hillary's losing, that doesn't mean she's not going to get in there. They're all family. Even the Bush's mother calls Bill Clinton her black sheep son. And George Bush Jr. said that Clinton is like his cousin, is like another brother. So it's all one big family. Obama is related to Dick Cheney, that was the vice president for George Bush Jr. All right. So all this stuff is just, it doesn't matter if Hillary's losing. That doesn't mean she's not going to get in there just because her numbers are lower. We've already seen this happen. We've seen it.
It's just
George Bush Jr. lost, but he's
that's
still in there.
That's right. Don't get your bubbles bursted. It doesn't matter what happens here. You're living in Babylon. You are already lost. If you even think America is a country, you're lost. If you think America has, if your first question is, how do we save America? You're lost, because the question is, should we save America? And of course, that answer is no.
Yeah, there's just so much like up and down, man. And the borders have been gone for so long. Myself, looking into it 25 plus years ago, and realized, Houston, we got a big problem here, and it has nothing to do with anything with NASA. just using a metaphor there, something a long time ago, and it just manifested itself into this garbage we have today. It just, oh man, it's so damn frustrating.
Well, it's worse than that, Larry, because borders don't matter when you already had a country built upon the slavery of millions of other people and the murder and Holocaust constantly for 85 to 100 years of Native Americans that killed millions of people. I mean, this is before we even were established, so the whole thing is a joke. It is completely a satanic nation. There's no such thing as America. It's all a hoax. There's no such thing. Just look at the history.
Yeah, but what would piss off people the most is that Trump is winning all night long, and then Hillary gets it. That's going to piss a lot of people off. And that's a big possibility. Just to piss people off, that Trump is winning the whole fucking night. Declare Hillary the winner.
Yeah. It's just a shame. It always boggled my mind also. Okay, Christopher Columbus, Ocean Blue.
Somebody's getting a phone call. If they can mute themselves, please. Thank you.
It's not. Oh crap! That's not me. Nope, it's not me. Sorry. Nope.
No, keep talking, Larry. Go ahead. Continue.
1492. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. For a compass, he must have used a tuba because he missed New York and landed in Cuba. You can go on and on with the jokes. And by the way, to a land that has never been discovered, guess what? You didn't discover shit. Somebody's already there.
That's right.
Oh man.
So why does he get the badge of honor of discovering something that he didn't discover? Who did that?
I couldn't tell. You know what?
They just make up shit. And then they talk about the Holocaust being the worst genocide. Well, what about all the Native Indians that were murdered?
Yeah, that, and you've got the Irish that were enslaved way before any of that happened, and different people and different things and going on.
And the Jews had the biggest amount of slaves. The quote unquote.
Well, I'm sorry you broke up there. I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You're breaking up.
Go ahead, Arcane.
No, you're breaking up, Rose.
All right, I'll leave.
Yeah, pretty bad.
I can say once in a while, because I've done a lot of the Google Hangouts, and at the top of the bar at the top, if you hit the cog wheel and hit cancel, for some reason it straightens out. Not sure why, but I have noticed that. So it'll actually clear it up for you if you can do that.
I'm just far away from my Wi-Fi. I just had to move. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Hey, Larry, just a quick question about the flat Earth situation.
Sure, sure.
Death Valley, as far as I know, is the lowest level on Earth. Is that correct? To the best of your knowledge?
You mean Death Valley, California?
Yeah.
I know my ex-brother-in-law was stationed out there to the point where they actually had a flag. He was in the Marines, and if the flag was at a certain mast, you don't walk outside. Your boots would actually melt because it's like so hot there. I don't know much about Death Valley. I couldn't tell you as far as sea level is concerned with that. I'm not sure.
Well, let's say at least it's the lowest point in the United States. And going from there, if you were standing at the center of Death Valley on a not too hot of a day, wouldn't you be looking up? Wouldn't there be more land mass elevated from that point of view, from that perspective, than when you think there would be more the land going up toward the sky, like looking out of a bulb, so to speak?
Yeah, and I mean, you still have mountain ranges that actually, encompass certain regions where the center is lower than or sea level, if you will, and they could be flooded at some point, possibly tidal waved or whatever, or something, whatever would happen. Which would actually fill it up like kind of like a bowl of soup. So, that definitely possible. The curve, as it's based on 24,901 miles in circumference around the fattest part, and then going up and down and measuring different things, which I've done quite a bit of, and man, I just can't find the curve. I joined in. Well, I joined in with something totally different. Believe it or not, I came upon flat Earth with researching bank fraud, which, if you can believe all things, and kind of took a break from that, and then started with flat. And I'm like, all right, you know what? I know quite a few surveyors. I've done a lot of surveying and a lot of property. And I used to. And by the way, not to mean that I'm very old. I mean, I didn't go to school in a horse and buggy. Okay, so I'm a little bit newer than that. And going back, I actually can draw like blueprints and everything else. And they're starting to talk about, okay, well, here's a scale and here's what happens and everything else. And I'm like, okay, I got this. This is going to be easy to debunk and debunk and debunk and debunk and debunk. And here I am, pretty much 14, 16 months later, and I'm like, I really thought I could debunk and get around and prove some kind of curve or something or whatever, and I don't have the equation for it, and I've been through all the physics and trig and calculus and all that kind of stuff, and I can't. I don't have a formula for it. It's not there.
Well, Larry, wouldn't you also say that water is a big part of it?
Of course, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of one of the things that seals the deal when you think about water over a vast area, let alone a desert or Death Valley or something. But that's the thing, is that it's called flat Earth. It's not called pyramid Earth. Everything is literally just flat out in front of you. And the biggest thing for me was the water, the fact that you can see hundreds of miles out on the water. So,
yeah.
Hundreds of miles out on the water. Now, I've been on both coasts, and the most spectacular thing that I saw was in Washington State. The tankers, oil tankers, I suppose, that were going and coming were coming across the horizon. There didn't seem to be I mean, you understand what I'm saying? And that was only about, from what I understand, you can only see about 20 miles out, and then you hit the horizon as the curvature of the Earth.
Right. Do you see this picture on my avatar right here?
Let me see. I see you. I see the United Nations.
Maybe some clouds?
Now I see the flat Earth there.
Right. So when I was in this plane and I took this picture at approximately 35,000 feet, the horizon to distance measurement is around 200 miles. Actually, it's actually 220 miles. So the line at the end of the picture that you can't see the horizon almost because it's covered by clouds. The horizon should be about 250 miles away. So, and this is only at 30,000 feet. So you just have to realize there are millions of photographs done by thousands of people that aren't me and aren't you that have seen this exact same thing. And that's why this is such a big deal, because we've seen so much farther than even a few miles. We've seen literally hundreds of miles in the distance. So
okay, now I see the picture down there on your avatar. Again, that's at 39,000. And so the horizon is basically the rest of the earth or land or sea, whatever, would be covered by clouds.
Well, no, I think looking into this.
What?
So
Covered by clouds? Well, can you see the clouds in the picture? I can see the clouds, I can see the land, and I can see the horizon.
Right.
And that, this is only at about 31,000 feet, actually. This is 31,000 feet. I have some different pictures. I have many, but this is just one on the climbing of a flight that I took in 2013. And my point is that we can easily see more than 200 miles out to the horizon when you're in an airplane. That's my claim, because I've done it myself. That's all.
Well, yeah, from 31,000, you would be able to see, because I was standing at sea level. But I flew.
Right. And that's the thing, is that when I look out to that line at 31,000 feet, the fact that there's possibly boats on that line, as in the water, that are floating on water, right away destroys the ball Earth model. It's just, as soon as you think that boats could be out at that line left of your face, outside the plane window, you realize you're not on a ball, because balls don't have flat surfaces for hundreds of miles. So that's what makes it kind of easy.
Yeah. Well, I'm just, the reason I was asking is because the jury's still out for me on the flat Earth thing. I'm still investigating it, so to speak.
Yeah, of course, and that's the best thing. Yeah, just keep researching and researching and researching and researching, and I've done the same myself. And of course, I've Pillbox. I've known each other for some time, and been over a ton of stuff. And yeah, just the more you go into it, it's like, oh man.
But wouldn't you think that in that particular picture, the avatar, that out there somewhere where the sky is, there would be, say, a mountain range, like, wouldn't you be able to see, Mount...
Well, it's so far. Well, you have to put in perspective the distance. Normally on the road, if you drive across American highways, such as Route 66, the farthest mountain ranges that you can see at sea level or at the level of the ground are usually between 45 and 80 miles away at best. And that's because your eyes literally cannot pick up, because your vision is not good enough to see mountains at 100 or 120 miles away. So your vision is limited to less than 150 miles. But the line at the horizon, if you were to have like a laser pointer or something, if you were actually measuring it by the measurements that I'm given to by the United States Air Force and these airline companies, that it's around 230 miles at 31,000 feet. Doesn't mean you can see it. No, your eyes might not be that good. But the fact of the matter is that it's straight out, and you're still looking at things. You can't see the things that are still straight out in front of you because your eyes aren't even good enough to see them. but it doesn't mean they're not there. So it's a real hard wraparound. When we've been brainwashed for so long to think balls have straight lines. This has really nothing to do with evidence. This has to do with kind of looking into why do you think you're on a ball? Because until you kind of like scrape out all the crud and the bullshit and all the lies that they've taught you, you're not going to be able to comprehend the truth if those pockets of your brain are filled with garbage. And that's what they did to all of us. So you got to first remove this entire pseudoscience, heliocentric, fake moon landing bullshit out of your mind first, because you won't understand. You got to really, my eyes can't see past 89 miles or 90 miles. It doesn't mean that the horizon still isn't at straight out in front of me. It doesn't change anything.
Okay, well, one last question. If you had a telescope and you're at 31,000, could you possibly then see more landmass out there past the horizon?
Well, no, because you are just going to see the same horizon, but farther out. You cannot see past what that's the point. The horizon is your farthest point of vision. So that would be like saying, can you see past the farthest point that you can see? Well, no, you are going to see as far as you can see, but you definitely will change the horizon point, and it's going to be higher. So yes, when you use a telescope, the horizon position is going to change, and instead of going lower, as if you were on a ball, it's going to become higher, and you have to aim the telescope and your sight upward to now see the new horizon with the improved vision via the telescope or binoculars. And that's, again, once you do it in real life, you will be like, holy shit, it's pretty awesome.
I'll have to check that out. Thank you.
I would interject a little bit, and I do agree with that. There's a vanishing point, and also there's also something with the airplane windows that they're also the laminates, which are manufactured specifically to, as you see past a certain point, to skew it, if you will, to not make it look like it's supposed to look.
That's interesting. Okay. Thank you.
All right, so Donald Trump is a flat earther. I just showed all that. CNN did a article on it. That's a good thing.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't believe that until I hear it out of his voice, literally the sound of his voice saying it. I will not believe that. And I heard that last night. I do not believe it.
Okay, but he did. And he even quoted 2 Bible verses from it. And he said that the environmentalists are liars and are paid to lie, paid liars. So, I mean, that's good. He's spreading the truth regardless.
Well, I just would hope that it works out correctly. And the reason I say that is because there are so many things against everything that whether this is a flat earth channel or not, I'm not sure. I'm a flat earther myself. There are so many things against what so many have already woken up and found out themselves. One of those situations where, oh boy, you're up against the masses at some point, and you've actually got to say, sit down a second.
This is a truth channel, and flat earth is real, and it's true. And so I spread the truth. And
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so absolutely. So if he's going to come out and say these things, that's great. I mean, there's some things, I don't like either one of them. I don't want either one of them to win, but I know that that's not going to happen. So, Donald Trump says the things that I want to say to their face. And he actually said it to Hillary Clinton's face and to Jeb Bush's face. Whether he's good with them, and I know they all go to parties and they know each other, and he has a lot of money, so he's going to rub shoulders with a lot of people that have a lot of money, and this is an elite group that is 1%. So of course he's going to be friends with them. Have they dismissed that friendship now? I don't know. But regardless, I don't want Hillary in there. I'm not voting for either one of them, but I don't want Hillary.
Let me back you up on this real quick. Listen, if I had to pick between these two despicable human beings, I would absolutely pick Donald Trump and give him a woohoo if I was actually a voter. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. But here's the thing: here's what's crazy. Donald Trump is the way better of two evils, and he's a complete scumbag. The flip side is he's still such a piece of garbage. I don't want him on my team. That's why when I heard about this rumor about him calling himself a flat earther, it made me sick to my stomach. Thank God it does seem to be some sort of BS, or else I wouldn't be saying this right now, because I don't say these things.
Yes,
I know. Hold on. Let me finish. I wouldn't be saying this right now if I didn't know for a fact no one will ever be able to show me video audio of Donald Trump saying he's a flat earther. Bet.
That's you don't know that because it's already quoted.
No, but here's my point, Rose, is that I have a special, somebody gave me another piece of information about where that website came from, and it's not CNN. There are a lot of people that are out there giving this information. I mean, it took me about a minute because from last night I've been looking, but it's not even a CNN. From what I've been told by some sources, it's not even a real CNN website, and that it's BS. My point is, even if it's true, that's fine. I don't want it to be true. My claim is that I don't want elitist scumbags on my team. I want the richest, most filthiest scumbag people to be on my enemy's side. So I'm not happy with the elitist being a flat earther, to be honest. So that's my claim. I'm sticking to it.
I get that. I get that. Go ahead, Arcane.
No, he's 1,000% right. It kind of made me sick too. That's why I didn't say anything about it.
Okay, the same thing too in Pillbox. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Well, about 2 weeks ago. I'm like, all right, what do we got here? All right, you got one that gets in there, it's status quo, everything stays the same. You got old grandpas in there with the wig party, which are just walking around wearing wigs and doing all kinds of stupid ass shit. Pardon my French. I don't mean to swear in your channel. I'm a guest here. And the other side would be, all right, then you got Donald Trump in there, who actually knows the banking system and knows the fraud system and everything else. And that could also cause a huge problem monetarily. So at that point, I'm like, oh man, there's just no way. I'm gonna be the dude on the sidelines and be like, yeah, that's what I told you. I told you so. I told you this shit was gonna happen.
But isn't it a good thing? Okay, look, I can look at it in a different point of view where isn't it a good thing for him to expose these people on the stage to middle America and to other people that have no fucking clue what is happening anyways, and to bring some kind of an awareness of the problem we have going on, the pedophilia, the child trafficking, the murders, the accidents that people, they're the Clinton body count.
When do you want my answer?
It's in the thousands. That 9/11 was an inside job. Okay.
No.
I'm
okay.
not
So
gonna,
Rose Patton.
okay, look. Trump is the messenger. I like the message. He is saying that I don't support Trump. So don't get me wrong.
Well,
but the message is actually bringing awareness to these things.
I got a surprise for you.
What's that?
He is absolutely 100% doing it for more control, though. It's just like you already figured out that nobody's teaching Rose Patton anything. Nobody's taught you anything in 15 years. So Donald Trump didn't tell you a damn thing, first of all. Secondly, these other people, guess what? The ones that haven't waken up and can't wake up because they're so stupid won't wake up anyway. The people are, you think of it this way, the Great Deception is the Great Deception because who's ever going to wake up is gonna wake up, and no Trump, elitist, scumbag, Satanist is going to be the tip of the spear for God's plan.
No, I agree. I agree with you. I agree. He didn't tell me anything I didn't already fucking know. I knew this shit 15 years ago. I know. I get that.
What does Arcane have to say? What do you think, Arcane?
But there's a lot of people that don't know about this, and
I know, but that's the thing, though. That's where I want to hear what Arcane. Let me hear what other people have to say. I'm gonna be quiet, but that's the thing. We got to listen.
well, hold on. But there's people, they get their information from their TV screens. If their TV screens doesn't say it, they don't believe it. So for him to say it on their TV screens is a plus for me. Fuck him. I don't give a fuck about him. But for him to at least say it on their screens and at least let that be known on their fucking screen. That was my point.
Yeah, I think Rose and Pillbox are basically saying what I'm saying inside my own head to myself when I think about this issue. So you're both right and you're both wrong, for all I know. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I said before, I'm with Rose in the sense that if what he's saying resonates with someone that gets them to come out of the Matrix, I'm all for it. And if it takes a freaking zombie-like masses to awaken from Donald Trump saying, I'm a flat earther,
Right.
then that's God's plan. I ain't got no beef with it. But do I see it happening though? Not in the way that I think some of these hopefuls will want it to happen. I really don't. I really, really don't. And I do like cringe at the thought that I'm on the same side as like any of these companies. I know Donald Trump is in bed with Hillary Clinton.
He's
no fool.
he's opposed. He's controlled opposition. I understand that. Just like Alex Jones,
Right.
just like all of them, and that's why Alex Jones is pushing Trump. I get that. My point is that he at least is bringing some kind of awareness, something to these people that are controlled by their fucking TV. That's what I'm saying.
Well, the Bible said.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
What was in the well, just real quick, what the Bible said was that all things that were hidden will come to light. Now, it didn't say that everybody will acknowledge it. So, just because Trump is saying this is true, and that is true, and all of this satanic scumbag elitist, effery gets exposed, it doesn't mean that everybody's gonna acknowledge it. So.
No, but at least it's being done. You see what I'm saying?
We should expect that.
Only
But what
one
are people gonna do?
that.
That's the problem.
He's the only one that is saying environmentalists are paid liars. That Jeb Bush, his family was involved in 9/11.
I love
blah,
to hear
blah,
that.
blah.
I really do love to hear that, though.
I do too, because I've been fighting this fight for 16 years. And the zombies that are watching their TV screen might go, oh, well, what is he talking about? Maybe.
Right.
Maybe. Someone sitting on their fucking sofa is going to go, what does he mean? And don't even know that these things are a possibility and might spark some kind of consciousness in their brain. I don't know.
Well,
I'm still not for Trump though, but still.
But Rose, like at the same time, like you're hopeful, like you're as hopeful as I am on my best day, right? Like we think a lot alike in those terms, like me and you. But at the same time, Rose, I guarantee you, like as long as you've been doing this, it was like 16 years, damn near 20 years. How many people have you shown the truth?
A lot.
And they still choose to be freaking mindless zombies, dog. Like how many? Like I would guarantee it's probably more than 90%.
I have actually woken up more people than I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I've woken up one, I'm okay with that. So
Well, I don't know. It seems like when you tell most people, they just don't accept it these days. Like I don't know, maybe the inner circles like of people, but like, man, most people, they're dead. They don't care.
I have atheists that send me messages and say that they're too scared to admit this online or to their friends, but they tell me they know what I'm saying is true. They just want to be what? I'm not on here to make friends, first off. So I don't care.
They're not waking up if that's the case. If they're still like
they're in the closet truthers, so called.
Yeah, I ain't got time for them.
There's some of those.
I feel you.
Yeah, I got some of those. I mean, whatever. But the point is, he's actually on their fucking boob tube telling them Bush has had something to do with 9/11. Environmentalists are paid shills. Hillary should be in prison. Why is she even running for president? Well, he shouldn't be running for president either, but still, nevertheless, he's still pointing these things out. I can't get up there on the stage and do it. He's doing it. I'm okay with that. I don't like him. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
But what stage are these people talking to? They're talking to the most ignorant, most stupid, congestively brain farted, no common sense in between their ears, mind numbed, population in the history of all mankind, the American population, the dumbest people in the history of the human race, the 99.9% of the level that will never learn anything. That's like me going to sell, I'm going to sell my Dodge trucks in Alaska to people that need canoes. It doesn't matter. They're not going to be convinced. My Dodge truck's not going to get them across the rapids of the water. These people that we're talking to that are watching the presidential things and think that this is all real, you could hit them across the face with no planes on 9/11. They'd rather have a heart attack and eat themselves alive.
But it's okay. I get that, and I agree. But it's not their fault that they are the way they are. We are being hit with GMOs. We're being hit with chemtrails, vaccinations, fucking psychological.
I know, but notice Trump didn't say there's no planes on 9/11, which is a 15-year-old scam that is more obvious than anything.
That's fine, but at least he said that the Bush had something to do with it. At least he's pointing out.
Well, I haven't heard that either, though. I haven't heard that yet. I want to hear him say it.
I was in a debate. You have to watch the debates. I watched all three and rewound and watched them 25 times each.
Well, there you go. So he said that. So we're in a country where the presidential candidate can say that we did 9/11 and America shrugs it off and votes for them. Yeah, this is, you might as well nuke the entire country. Yeah, nuke the entire country. That would be the best result. I would say fire and brimstone 2016. How about a couple hydrogen bombs on LA or, Nevada or, a couple of nice cities, get rid of them, get Russia in here, get a real, manly system in here. We can make America great again when it's Russia.
Oh boy! To add a little bit to the discussion, if I may.
Anya, motherfucker.
Fucking Bill. Okay.
You know what? I've actually I've engaged many over the course of my years. I'm actually a single dad of 6 kids, and Pillbox knows this already. We've hung out quite some time. You already know this. I got a couple kids in college and stuff. And I've engaged them and talked to them about different things and really explained to them, okay, do you really see what's happening around and everything else? And I think a lot of people are woken up. I consider myself to be about the 40 percentile, if you will. So by the time it hits me, it's already hit about the 40% of people that have actually been exposed to looking and making up their own mind and trying to be intelligent on their own and looking into it. That's the main thing. For themselves and look into it, and whatever you come out with is totally up to that person. For myself, I definitely have a good idea of what's going on, and not exactly sure when I am. You can even go back to different biblical things about, the birth of Christ and how it is before and then after and the years and everything else and carbon dating. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And truthers know this, and it would be a 42-hour discussion. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to confuse the point. I just know that I've spoken to many, some of them younger, in their late teens, just getting out of high school and entering, who actually are intrigued and are starting to do their own looking into or their own research. And for that, I am so grateful. Whatever they decide to do, totally up to them. Not a problem whatsoever. People know where I stand, especially in my everyday life. And that's just kind of my stance on that.
No, not to interrupt, but just out of curiosity, do we have any updates on the electoral situation?
Yeah, let me check.
I think Obama won. Thank God.
So Trump 168, 102 needed. Clinton 131, 139 needed. 270 to win.
I'll tell you what, God, if Trump won, if Trump wins,
Clinton's 131, Trump is 168, and you need 270 to win.
Well, it's not over yet.
Nope. It's not over till the fucking witch
Anything,
gets in the
anything could happen.
Yeah,
You get shot right off the stage over the next 5 minutes.
I've got it.
Well, now I also want to point out that that Hillary canceled the fireworks, or if she wins, she canceled the fireworks. Do you think that's because of her epilepsy?
Yeah.
That
No,
fireworks can
No.
trigger epilepsy, you know.
No, because all the fireworks are made in China. No, I'm only kidding. It's a total joke right there. I just figured I'm sorry. I had to.
I got the joke. I got the joke.
It was hilarious, Larry.
I got it. Yeah, not bad.
Well, America has been systematically attacked mentally, and anything that's going to shake anyone awake, I'm for. The person for the actual awakening, and I think that this presidential election is crucial to what is to take place next. Like we are in the
It could be.
belly right now, dude. Like seriously.
It could be like God's test. Like, yo, I'm blatantly putting this out there for you. Like, you don't even have to do no work. You ain't gotta leave your couch. I don't know who's shaving or something while I'm talking to this.
Oh, sorry, that's Tony. I'll mute him. Go ahead, Tony. Unmute.
Oh, I was going to say.
Oops, I'm sorry. Unmute yourself.
Technical difficulties. We apologize. Continue, Arcane.
Hey, just very quickly, but I lost my source. But it said as Hillary's numbers go down, the price of gold and the stock in the Bitcoin are rising. I thought that was an interesting.
Well, yeah. Who do you think controls those? Yeah. Well, who controls those numbers?
Yeah, they control the economics. They control everything. They can make the whole thing crash, or they can make the whole thing go better. Everything is controlled. Everything.
I got $5 on Arcane has lost his point.
Uh-oh.
No, I still got my point. I was just waiting for people to finish. I don't like talking.
My bad, man. Shit. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
I was just playing off of Rose's point that maybe God's giving people a last chance. He's going to give people, he's a patient God, man. He's going to give people every chance he can to repent and see what's going on. And if it takes him putting a puppet, one of Satan's puppets on a platform to basically, expose all the filth of, the establishment, so be it. I'm cool with that. I don't see why God can't strike a straight bow with a bent stick. So it is what it is.
This Arcane, what do you think of that exact thought? What kind of exposure do you think Trump is going to come out with as president? Do you think he's going to have one of these?
He's already exposed a lot, but...
Are you kidding? Rand is zero. When as soon as he's elected, he's going to say, "Oh, all you truthers need to go to jail. Start beheading Christians."
Nah.
From my cold dead hands. From my cold dead hands.
I'm with Pillbox on that one.
I'll say,
bring it on. We've been waiting too long. Bring it on.
Pillbox, I'm gonna start at the Stargate on you, man. Come on.
I don't know. I kind of hope that at the very least, he calls out Michael Obama and says the toilet seat was up. The toilet seat was up when she left the White House.
Oh, wow.
Hey, she's gonna run for
joke.
president after. If Hillary gets in there, she'll be running for president too. Might as well keep it in the family.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
But but to keep it real with you, that's the best you have, bro. That's the best you could probably hope for, is that he comes in there and he makes a stink of something that they have going on, to the point where people have to at least acknowledge the shit. Not to say that they'll just bend over backwards and revolt over it, but just be like, wow, okay, now I'm without excuse. If I continue to vote for these people who act like it's real, then God has literally sent me a ticket to my own destruction by continuing to act like I didn't just see that.
Hey, did you guys hear that before, I guess, Michael and Barack Obama, kind of as a ritual before they leave the White House, they've been pissing in the courtyard fountain?
I had no idea, Rand, but thank you very much for that.
Well, apparently one of the Secret Service guys overheard them, and Barack was pissing, and he goes, "My God, the water's cold." And Michelle goes deep, too.
Wow.
Say what?
What? I don't even know what to make of that. Like, my brain just went.
Oh, man. Oh,
What just happened?
Yeah,
Are you serious right now, Rand?
Oh, dead
Tell
serious.
Box.
Dead
Hey, let me tell
serious.
the joke. Let me tell the joke one last time so you can get it.
No, I thought you were being serious.
Barack and Michelle were pissing in the courtyard fountain at the White House, and a Secret Service guy heard them talking. And Barack looks at Michelle and goes, "Wow, the water's cold." And Michelle goes, "Deep too."
oh,
LOL.
Welcome to America.
oh, well, I get it, and that is pretty good.
Living in America. This is America 2016. This is perfectly
Living
right.
in
Come on.
America.
I got to admit, and if you guys don't mind, I'm going to use that joke, and I'm going to use that joke if you guys don't mind, because that is freaking hysterical.
Well, I mean, to a solid note, though, I can say, after being in all of the places I've been around the world, there's no place like America to be able to say and do the things that we're even able to do right now. It's truly a blessing. So it just irks me when people try to censor that and say that we shouldn't be speaking on any freaking topic whatsoever. If someone tells me that I shouldn't be talking about that, and first of all, if they don't believe in Christ and they tell me I shouldn't be talking about something, I probably should be talking about it. It's something I should probably, at the very least, be looking into. If someone tries to keep you from learning or knowing about something, it's just ridiculous. So that's what irks me. We're in the information age where people would rather watch football or American Idol or martial arts than do anything else, than learn anything. I remember when I started, I'm like, I know there's people on here or in the world that want to know and want to wake up and do not only want to wake up, but want to do something about it. And that's why I was asking you that question, Rose, of the people who probably get it, who probably understand what you're saying, versus the people who actually want to do something about it, to the extent that they're going to come on here night after night like you do and tell the truth, is very small, dude. Like, out of the thousands of people I've talked to, probably 10 people have probably posted anything that I've said or wanted to know more. It's just sad, unfortunately. So the best we can hope for is Donald Trump says,
But
yay.
that shouldn't discourage us, though. That shouldn't be discouraging.
No, not at all, because we know the end, right? Like, we know it doesn't matter what the hell people do. We know the truth.
Right.
So it doesn't discourage me from doing it. It doesn't matter what you put in office, dude. Like, the establishment, it's already been foretold. Like, these things will come to pass. There will be a one world government. It's not like, so you can tell by the will of the people being broken, they're broken already. It's just the few that will actually wake up from it. It's worth doing what we do. Like, it's going to be a few.
Right. Absolutely, Arcane. Absolutely. You know, you can't think everything is fruitless. I mean, if I'm putting my time into this, I've never asked for a penny. I don't want a penny from anybody because the truth is free. I will do this until the day I die. I will expose. The Bible says, expose the wicked. That's what I'm going to do. And I don't want anyone to get me wrong. I'm not on anybody's side when it comes to these election elite people. Anyone who makes $1 billion and is putting up Trump buildings is not somebody I trust. No, absolutely not. But it's not about the messenger. It's about the message. It's about even bringing some point of awareness to someone. 1% of awareness is better than nothing. just optimistic.
Absolutely, because when you were searching 16 years ago, when the very first time you started reading books or searching for this information, it had to be put there already by someone who cared enough to tell you about it, for it to even be out there for your little clicking fingers or your
Right.
prying hands to even get a hold of the information. Someone was like, someone needs to know this shit. Just like the flat Earth pioneers, the Robothams, the William Carpenters, and all of these people who were like, you know what, we don't believe none of that the establishment is saying. We're going to put out this alternative view for people who give a damn, not for the people who want to come scoff at it, but for the Rose Pattons and the Rands and the pillboxes who are going to take
Or
it
people who
serious.
want to make money off of it. It's not even about that either. This is about helping us all get through this system and get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
Very true. Whoa, did you? Whoa, yo, I was just watching the election poll results, right? Holy cow, yo.
What happened?
So I've been watching, and it says it updates every 30 seconds, right? Just 5 seconds ago, I kid you not, Trump needed 73 to win, and Hillary needed 140 or something to win. Right? So it was almost half. It was almost a landslide for Trump. And then the next time it updated, Hillary needs 80, Trump needs 69. Just like that. Just like that. It was almost half. So Trump needed like 73, Hillary needed like 140. And now it's 80 to 69, just like that. Oh, shit.
They better hurry up. I have no nails left. I'm actually biting my nails down to the bone here. Oh my goodness! It's chaotic. Oh.
If this is being recorded, it was at 10:02 p.m. Central Time. I'm in Illinois, and I saw it. So I don't know if people can if there's a live click.
Right. So how many states were won though? Well, how many states were won though that could have done that? It's obviously that she won a few states in a few seconds. I mean,
in a few seconds, yeah, that's crazy. She basically got.
Well, wait, hold on.
She basically got 60 votes in a few seconds. Yeah.
Nevada didn't start getting calculated until 7 p.m. Pacific time, and it's 8 o'clock. So those votes could have went in, but just to be fair. There's other votes, Pacific time votes that are being counted right now. We only had.
Right.
Okay, has Arizona already been counted? Because I know it's going to go red, but it's already been counted, I'm sure, right?
I don't even think the poll's closed yet out there. I mean, I'm on East Coast. I mean, I'm close to New York. It's 11:04 here p.m.
Right, so they don't know what California has yet, which would obviously be for Hillary, but they don't know yet.
I would say no.
If Hillary, listen, let me tell you right now, if Hillary doesn't already have California, it's over and she won.
California is mostly a Democratic state.
Yes, and if it's not already listed for her, she's already won. If it's not already listed for her winning California, it's over.
No,
and she
California hasn't come in yet. California, waiting on California.
Okay, then I think it's over. Hillary's going to win. Turn off the lights.
Did Donald ever lose a lot of? Donald lost a big stretch, just quick, didn't he?
Yeah,
you're right, Archie. I just looked at the thing. It went Clinton 190, Trump 201.
Welcome to the New World Order, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's just coming out in the public, and so it's been around for some time. I think it's just being announced and it's being thrown out there right now with a new set of words.
Sorry. Oh, look, there it is. There we go. Who's got that picture of Rose? Okay, so yeah. So Arizona hasn't been counted yet. I'm pretty sure Arizona is going to go red, though. So count. Oh, but no. So they have counted California. Okay, that's good. That's what you want. You see that? They counted California already. So there might be a chance Trump can win. See that on the left side?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to come down to Nevada.
Yeah, Arizona's going to go Trump, so we know we got Arizona right there at the bottom, and then right above it, Nevada, I don't know, and I don't know Washington, yeah.
It hasn't been counted yet either. It's gray.
I'll tell you right now, who was that made the joke earlier? If they give Arizona to Hillary, everybody every other person here, Rand, has a gun on their hip and hates Democrats. So if they, if they give Arizona to Democrats, that's going to be the one they stole.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, hopefully
Hillary wins so we can end this disgusting satanic nation much faster.
Who wants to say hello to my wife?
We all do.
Hola.
Have you ever said hello to Carolina?
Hello, beautiful wife.
Come say hi to my friends.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Carolina, hey, what up there?
1 second. You guys can speak to Carolina quickly.
Hola.
1 sec.
Hola.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, hello. Hey, Carolina, what's going on?
Hey.
Hi. Hi. Who do you want to win? Just watching.
None of the above.
Can you please have Rand put on something good to watch? That's ridiculous that he's making you suffer through this horrible satanic election. Can you please put on a good show for you, Carolina?
What?
Tell Rand to put on
didn't
something
hear
to
you.
watch. Please, Carolina, please tell Rand to put on something good to watch. We can't be watching the election. Let's put on something fun. Come on. Tell Rand to get with it.
I'm over. Love you, baby. Back. I'm tired.
Yeah. You there?
Yeah, so we have Nevada 27 for Clinton and 68 for Trump.
Yeah, look at that, eh?
Well, of course,
Leave
it's
that
going to
there
be
for a
neck
second.
and neck. Come on now. It's going to be neck and neck.
Of course.
No
I
one's
think
gonna
I feel
break
really
down a
stupid
wire.
right now.
48, 49. That's what I'm saying. She could be losing the whole fucking night, and then all of a sudden she won. And Trump already said there's voter fraud, and WikiLeaks was already saying there is voter fraud because it was in her emails. And then they had the FBI reopen the case just and put Weiner and all Huma and their sex pedophile type shit out there to get people's minds off the voter fraud. Right.
Yep. Wow, it's crazy, man. She's going to win it in the end. That's exactly how they're going to pull it off, and she's going to squeak it out.
Yep. Of course she is.
Is anybody checking the social media poll numbers?
Yeah, where are they at?
Oh, this shit pisses me off.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, Arcane. On the social media, they have 150,000 shiltards that get paid 5 cents an hour and 2 cents per comment to go ahead and screw up the entire poll system, the entire internet, because it's one-sided in reality. Who, in their right mind, walk down the street and find out who's voting for a pedophile? You can't find them; they're not existent, Arcane. Sorry.
Well, you got a point there.
I mean, it's like 150,000 rejects that couldn't be special forces or anything important. So hey, you want to be a hero and be able to be on a computer? Oh, sure. And he pushes his fucking 4 eyes up his nostrils, and there you go. That's the space cadet. That's trolling the entire election. 150,000.
It's harder to fake it in reality because now it's not like it was 10 years ago. Everybody has an iPhone, a smartphone. So when they show up at the polls, perhaps maybe if they get enough people showing their face saying, hey, yeah, I voted for Trump, showing the massive turnouts, showing the people sitting around watching their TVs voting for Trump, and you see that Hillary has crickets, on her corner, maybe, I don't know, just maybe it might bring a little bit of fairness because I think they're going to need something
Yeah, but the
to
thing
make
is,
people mad. Why not?
Yeah. Other than positively godless J.D. Kane and Cliff Jumper and Fiona voting for Hillary, I don't think there's anybody. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But the thing is, people were trying to push their electronic machines that are actually made by George Soros, piece of shit goblin. They were trying to push the machine to say Trump, and it wouldn't even allow them to vote for him. I have proof of that. I showed this in this video tonight. They're pushing the button 3 times, over 5 times, and it won't push for Trump. So
do me a favor. Do me a favor, Rose. Let me just show something.
Yeah.
I want to show this. I want to screen share here.
Go ahead. Presenting.
See that?
Let me see what you got. You got the same thing I got. Okay.
Is it the same one?
Well, no, yours looks different, but same numbers.
I bet the cops are scared shitless.
It's got the Senate, 46 Democrats, 47 Republicans. The House, 124 Democrats, 181 Republicans. And then it's got on the bottom here, it's got the Trump 49, Clinton 46-7. Over here, 197 Clinton, 201 Donald Trump.
Yeah, I hope they just start launching the ICBMs.
Look at Hillary's typing here. You see, she put a message up. She just put a message up saying,
what the hell did she say? Where?
thanking her team. No matter what happens tonight, you guys did a wonderful job.
Oh, God.
Go to hell.
So you see, she's alive.
Yeah.
See her characters there?
Yeah.
Those are actually supposed to be them.
Yeah, fuck her.
Hopefully, like a giant X would have come across her face, and the tongue would stick out of the head, and the eyes get cross-eyed, and it dies.
And it burns.
Pillbox.
Yeah, and a couple bombs go off.
They have her in a blue pantsuit. Look.
Yeah, man.
Yep, nice blue suit.
Donald just said something. Nobody
idiot.
has more respect for women than me. No.
You know what was fucked up? You know what the thing is? That in the last presidential debate, she wore a whole completely red suit. Her
This isn't looking good, guys. I'm sorry, but this is real bad. I'm sorry to let you know that the first transvestite demon alien is now your president. Congratulations, guys.
Well, not yet. Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's over.
Did
Pillbox.
you see the outfit Lady Gaga wore?
You have to get a little bit off.
Did you see the?
Go ahead.
Oh, she was a wonderful example of a Catholic student. Let me tell you.
Did you see that Lady Gaga dressed up as Hitler?
Oh yeah.
Oh, what a nicer. God bless her.
Red and black, and Bill Clinton's father is Winston Churchill. You know what?
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I gotta look into that. I'll look into that. But he is part of the bloodline, so.
And Disney is related to him.
I love when Rose throws curveballs and pillboxes.
Yeah, whoa, holy shit! God damn it! What do you mean, Winston Churchill?
Actually, guys, I'm going to peace out. I actually have some company coming in a little bit, and yes, I do at 11 o'clock at night. Rose, thank you so much. I didn't mean to crash in. I did enjoy the chat. Subbed, and I will be back soon. I am quite sure. Pillbox, I will see you soon, brother.
Yeah, man. Have a good night. God bless you, bro. See you, man.
It is what it is.
Well, the audio really likes 4 people to a max here. Now the audio gets a lot better. 1,500 hours. Wow, west of the Rockies. This is the election night. Welcome to Armageddon 2016. Hopefully God destroys the entire world before the election results are in. But if not, Hillary is your next president. Congratulations, white America.
Yeah, Madam President.
Transvestite president. And I don't even have anything again. I love Nadia. You know, she's great. But just for some reason, Hillary's just disgusting. It's like the first reptilian transvestite president, you know.
Oh, I can just hear her hackling in her State of the Union addresses. She's just going to be What happened? Everybody.
Yeah, I guess everybody got machine gunned or something. Was there some sort of sniping attempt going on, or? Yeah, you guys are muted. You live, Ran? No, maybe not. Clicking around. I see you're clicking around there. Arcane's muted. Rose is gone. Okay, so there we go. She's back now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here.
Yeah, my phone, my laptop froze up on me and kicked me the fuck out.
Just kidding, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't launch the nuclear missiles yet. Sorry, we're back. Welcome to the election.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, those ICBMs have not been launched from the Red October just yet. We're waiting a few more minutes to see if Satan is going to show himself into the sky, and Jesus Christ shall be here shortly, hopefully.
When Arcane and her left at the same time, I thought the rapture happened and you and I were out.
That's what happened. I know. Her and I at the same time, and I was like, "Oh, this is scary." Then I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear you, and I was getting kind of nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, I got kicked. Too much truth.
Man,
Yeah,
I looked out the window. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Maybe.
Break time.
I had to get on my phone, so I had to leave my laptop because it froze. I had to get on my phone, so this didn't go off air. Oh my God.
Reminds me of the nightmares, Ran, of me waking up to nuclear war as I look out the window to giant flashes of bright white lights. Such a wonderful dream of mine. I'm hoping it comes true very soon. Vote for Trump.
I don't know. I have a feeling it's going to be a nasty ending with Hillary coming out victorious in her pantsuit with that egotistical, nasty look on her face. I'll tell you what, you would hate to be an employee at the White House with her showing up as president.
Oh my
I heard
gosh.
that CIA agent or the Secret Service agent that wrote a book when he worked for the Clintons, when Bill was president, and he said, when Hillary walks down the halls, you're not allowed to look at her face. You have to turn away when she comes down the halls. If she catches you looking at her, she will berate you and up and down like just nasty, and a very angry woman. And she's completely angry all day until the cameras turn on, and then she's Hillary, that presidential smile. Every one of them.
The end begins now. My God, they have to hire Navy SEALs to work in the kitchen.
I don't know. Could you imagine waking up Monday morning and realizing you're going to work for Hillary Clinton?
No, I'd be contemplating if it would be worth it being a martyr and a hero for the rest of my life if I ended that career. That's probably what I don't know. That's what comes to my mind. I'm not sure about the average, soldier of fortune, but someone might crack someday. But you'd be surprised. So many Satanists being in power so long, you're surprised more aren't dealt with accordingly. But of course, they only do that to the JFKs. I think it's going to be business as usual. The people that are so sick to work under the people that are already there, it's going to be business as usual to these Satanists.
Well, I also want to point out that, Trump is a builder, a master mason. He builds buildings. He actually just built a tower on Pennsylvania Avenue, right next to the White House. He said whether he gets in the White House or not, he's still going to be right there.
Well, that's good. At least we can keep them all in the same area when the red buttons are pushed.
Exactly.
Wink, wink. Yeah, I wish we could teleport all the senators of all 50 states, all judges, all lawyers, all police officers.